We just arrived in the Walmart aisle, and it's the tool aisle, and we're a little bit insecure because there's a lot of people in here actually shopping for these tools. But we're about to test some of the worst tools that Walmart sells. So what do we actually got in this aisle? So they have all the relatively straightforward things. So we're gonna try to go with 3 to 5 kind of regular tools that could be used and just absolutely beat them, just put them to the test, like in every single way. Up against Milwaukee, whatever we can do to see how well they work. So we definitely want a standard impact. Right there. $44. And then we want a standard drill. Right here's a standard 3/8 drill. It comes in at $29.97. And then none other than the 3.5 amp jigsaw, corded jigsaw, comes in at $22.88. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Lastly, we got to try something a little bit more out of the ordinary. A multi-tool coming in at $49.88. Hyper tough multi-tool. So we're going to take these, cash ourselves out, see how much it really costs us, and then we're going to put these suckers to the test, man. We got all of our tools right here. We've got the jigsaw, we've got the multi-tool, we've got the drill, and lastly, the cordless impact driver. We have some testing objects, screws, and we're about to put these things to the ultimate test, and we're gonna even put them head-to-head against Milwaukee tools. Instruction manual, it even comes with a drill bit. How nice. I'm assuming this is the charger. Yes, indeed, it is the charger. Extremely cheap looking. And it comes with 1.5 amp battery. So, it sounds a little tough, but we're gonna put this right on the charger. Get this charged in a while. It looks as though red and green means charging and green means charged. So it's charging. So let's open up the next tool. I'm really interested what this one's going to be like and how this one's actually going to function and just the overall feel of this one. It's kind of wild how cheap these are. What was it, $22.38 or something? Manual. And then the jigsaw. Wow, wow, wow. It doesn't look like it comes with a blade. Overall feel is interesting. I don't know. I guess that's in. Yeah, it is. Just cheap and light. Feels extremely off balance. And they stuck the Allen wrench storage thing on the cord, which is completely stupendous. But whatever. So this one is corded, so we will be able to test this thing right away. Just got to run a cord and we'll be ready to roll. So let's open our next tool. This is the multi-tool, and this is the 12-volt multi-tool, which we do not have a 12-volt multi-tool in Milwaukee, but I'm still just curious to see what this thing's actually going to be like. I don't think it's going to be able to cut this. I really don't. I don't think it's going to do any good at all. Welcome to the brushless family. I feel very warm and fuzzy right now. Another battery and charger. Oh, it's good they send this because I have a feeling this thing can really whip, and so you'll probably end up breaking your ankle. Whoa. So this does come with a blade. Let's get this thing on the charger. So the way this thing charges is you plug it in like some, I don't know, walkie-talkie or something, like that. Plug it into the wall. All right, it's red. I'm assuming that means it ain't charged. Lastly and not leastly, hyper tough drill, cordless, 20 volt, comes with a battery. Manual. Charger. The drill itself and a battery. So we'll get this thing charging yet, and then we'll have all of our batteries charging, and then we're going to start the testing, and we're going to find out what they're really made of and whether they're even worth buying for a homeowner that uses them once a year, because they just might not be. It's not looking too promising. I do believe this is actually a different grade than these. I'm just realizing that. I think this is a higher end grade. That's probably why we were welcomed into the brushless family. I think that was the warm welcome that we got for buying the higher end tool. This thing feels beefy. So now we got to dig a cord out of somewhere and get this jigsaw rolling. All right, so here's a cord from the 1970s. Seems fitting for the occasion. We're not going to be using anything nice today. We are ready to roll. The great reveal. What does the thing sound? Ah, that stinks. Oh. Yo. Ah. Good night, that reeks. It smells like burnt plastic, and I literally just accidentally spun it. It has no brake, and so it just goes for a while. Ah, it smells like death. Extremely loud, no brake, very off balance. It just wants to go like that. I got a good blade in here. Everything's smelling terrible, and we're ready to cut. So, let's cut. All right, so it did cut it very slow. Mind you, I was putting a lot of pressure on that. So I'm gonna get one of our Milwaukee jigsaws out. This is cordless. All right, fully charged battery, same blade. I really don't know how it's gonna compare. We'll go right in beside it. Holy cow. This is actually surprising me. I honestly expected this thing to perform better. I'm being completely honest with you. Especially with it being corded. But we're gonna give it one more shot, and we're gonna put a time up there. Actually, I'll time it here too, but we'll put a time on your screen. All right, so I'm gonna hit it, cut, hit it again, and then we're gonna do it with Milwaukee. Seconds and 42 points or something. All right, so I'm sure some of you are going to say that I wasn't giving pressure, we didn't have a sharp blade, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. I was giving a lot of pressure and we have a sharp blade. There, you heard it. All right, so 28 seconds. Six seconds. So it's about 5 times quicker. So it really is not a great tool, but it does cut, and I couldn't get it to bog down. So even when you can hear it like bogging, but it was continuing to cut. So it does cut, and it'll probably cut pretty much any wood. This is not treated, but it's still performing rather well. Next tool. So we're currently waiting for a battery to charge so that we can test these. and I looked at the instructions. 3 to 5 hours of charging. And that's a 1.5 amp battery. But I do have a solution. So, we did fix the problem, but it is a little unhandy out of the box. You're gonna have to take your jigsaw and you're gonna have to just cut in from the side and just go until all you see is 3. So now 3, assume it's minutes, so 3 minutes. We'll see you guys in 3 minutes. So, after an entire night of charging for both us and the tools, we are ready to roll, I guess. So, these little 1.5 amp batteries clipped into the tools. Sounds tough. First things first, we're gonna just do some standard screw driving. So, here's a 4-inch screw. We got our wood here. Not bad. That was a 4-inch screw, and it did actually drive it the entire way down, but it took a little bit of time. Kind of like the jigsaw, very similar situation where it got it done, but kind of a mess because it took so long. I'm not sure what a mess has to do with it, though. Just a little bit quicker, just a little bit. The Milwaukee can drive it in about 2 seconds. Maybe 3. And the hyper built, hyper tough, not so much. Oh, it's extremely loud. Just overwhelmingly loud. So, now, let's take these head to head. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Milwaukee's definitely winning. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot more interesting to see how the drills respond because they don't have the hammer function, and so it'll just be sheer torque. But this also has a fully charged battery, and we'll put a good blade in it. I mean, I'm actually pretty impressed. I honestly wouldn't say there's anything wrong with this tool. It has a bit more speed than I expected. It's quieter than I expected. It's overall pretty good. I mean, it cuts. Yeah, no issue with this tool, actually. Very, very effective. Surprising on that one. Now, for this test right here, this is the drill. Oh boy. First, we'll put a big drill bit in it and just try some drilling. So it did manage to go the whole way in. See how the Milwaukee does. Most likely it'll breeze through. Yep. Milwaukee, like a lot quicker. Now we're gonna go head to head on these guys, and this is gonna be interesting, to say the least. 3, 2, 1. I think the Milwaukee was spinning at full speed. Just absolutely no shot whatsoever. Actually, that wasn't on drill mode. Ooh. It is now. It actually flips it over to drill mode somehow. And it drills. I mean, to non-drill mode with the stop. Anyway, all that to say, Milwaukee has no problem just completely overpowering these things, which is not really surprising. So we're not going to drop the Milwaukee tools because we need them for work. But we are going to drop these tools and see just if they're durable at all, or if they're just going to break the first time you drop them. So, battery first, just going to drop it right onto the concrete. Doesn't look like it did anything at all. Pop the battery out, so still drills, just a little slower. Battery just comes out every single time somehow. I'm actually surprised at how durable it is. So far, no damage. I don't even really see scratches. So maybe they are hyper tough. Let's try the drill. It's not spinning. So let's try driving a screw. Yeah, this thing's shot. I think it was actually from the testing with the Milwaukee. Just completely cooked it, which isn't really surprising, but at the same time, clearly there's no mechanism in there that's going to stop it from just breaking itself if you overdrive or something. So it's shot, completely shot. Something must have literally just snapped in there. So that's that for the jigsaw, which that thing is just a straight piece of crap, but good grief. All right, now we're cutting on an angle. And they held up to that. Whew. It just seems to hold up pretty well, actually. All right, let's plug it in, see if it works. Oh yeah. Cuts like a breeze. It's like butter in a knife, like knife and butter. As for this tool, and this is a little bit of the higher end hyper tough. So, ooh, did not sound good. Battery came out. So the batteries just always come out when you drop these things, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Went the whole way over there. That did not sound promising. So it bent the handle thing, which is a pointless piece of equipment anyway. Let's try it out. Same performance as before. So they're actually a lot tougher than I expected. You should be able to drop them quite a many times before they're going to break. I don't see any indication of them breaking. However, when it comes to motor durability, I think you're going to run into some issues a lot quicker. They don't seem to have any kind of a shut off or anything for overpowering. They just grind it out until they break. So this thing completely snapped. But hey, overall, they're junk. So yeah.